Oliver and Jumpy, Story 3, Jumpy's Secret. This is the third story in my series Oliver and Jumpy. Oliver is a black tomcat with a white top hat. His best friend is Jumpy, a kangaroo lady, and her son Joey. They live in a place called Zealandia, the silly country, and experience all sorts of adventures. Each story is numbered, so you won't miss any. Enjoy yourself. I had a late night out chasing a very slow mouse and then letting her escape again. After this exhausting time, all I wanted was a long sleep until late into the morning. But I was twisting and turning on my beautiful Indian pillow, dreaming the tree was on fire. Suddenly I jumped up and looked sleepy up into the leaves. I slowly became aware that there was no fire in the tree. How curious! Only after a short while I realized the horrible smoky smell was coming from below the tree. I looked down and noticed a pig leaning against the trunk, smoking a cigar. Now that is a disgusting habit, because it is very smelly and very unhealthy. "Stop stinking up my tree!" I called down, very upset. The pig looked up surprised and said, "I smoke wherever I want." Now this made me very angry. I did not want to breathe in his exhaled smelly air. So I said, "No, you don't," and emptied a whole bucket full of dirt water down on him. Immediately his cigar was extinguished, and he was soaking wet as well. "Watch out, I will get you!" The pig screamed uncontrollably. But pigs can't climb trees, so there was no danger of that. He kept threatening me for a while, but eventually got tired of it and finally went away. Nobody is going to bother an elegant cat like me with cigar smoke. After having been woken up so rudely, I washed my face, combed my whiskers, and brushed my teeth with the finest river sand. You do need to do a lot of rinsing though, otherwise your teeth make a crunching sound. Then I tested my voice. Meow, meow. That sounded all right. So all that was left to do in my early morning routine was to check if my tail rolled up properly. Stretch and roll, stretch and roll. Perfect! I was surely the best looking tomcat around. I love myself. I can only hope everybody else likes me too. Do you? Now I was all set for a day of mischief, ready to go for a nice breakfast. Where is Jumpy, my transport? Ah, there she is. I came down my tree, lucky that the pig was far away by then. "A lovely morning to a lovely lady," I welcomed Jumpy. She likes it if I flatter her a bit. Really, most girls do. "Are we going for breakfast?" I asked, ready to jump into my kangaroo taxi. No, I cannot give you a ride," she said. Now I was very surprised, since this was the first time ever. "I have a visitor in my pouch," she said. "Who is it?" I asked, super surprised, not seeing anybody or anything. "My baby." Oh, I barely could speak. Jumpy, my mate, having a baby. I have never even seen a husband before. How did she manage that? I mentioned my concern and was informed that indeed there was a husband. He is a pilot with Kangaroo Airlines and flies all the time to Kangaroo Island. This was the reason he was never around, and I had never met him. I suppose from now on you will be very busy and won't have time for me anymore, I reflected sadly. Oh no, she replied excitedly. I would love you to help me with Joey, since his father is hardly around. This was amazing news. Would I be able to help looking after a small child who always seems to want this or want that, or doesn't want this and doesn't want that? I have even heard of one particular child that spat spinach at the wall because he did not like it. Have you ever met a child like that? Yes? Then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So was I to lose my friend or play uncle? What to do? What do you say? Okay, I'll do it, I replied. I'm very honored and will do my best to help. What a start to the day, first being smoked out of my tree and now becoming an instant dad. I'm wondering what the rest of the day will be like. Would you like to have a peek to see the baby? Sure thing, I confidently replied. No big deal looking at the baby, is it? So Jumpy opened her pouch a little with her left hand, and at first I could hardly see anything, because it was very dark all the way down. When my night vision became adjusted, I could make out a little pink blob attached to the belly wall. It looked more like a mouse baby. Have you ever seen a newborn mouse or bird baby? They are quite shapeless, hairless little pink creatures. Not like you were. I'm sure you were as pretty on your first day as you are now. You see, I'm flattering you, trying to get brownie points with you. So, seeing this really not very beautiful baby, I had to get hold of myself and then said in a husky voice, "Good job," and patted Jumpy on her shoulder. After all, it was an emotional time. The baby might improve its looks one day, who knows? Ain't I horrible? Can't help it. I can't help it. From then on, Jumpy did not jump so high or far anymore. She did not want to upset Joey, who was a boy. And so our lives changed forever and became a lot more interesting. Adios for now. That's goodbye in Spanish.